Phoebe, you've been hiding a lot of money. How come you've been saving up $300,000 without spending it? What? Wait a minute. Did you use my money without my permission? A daughter-in-law's money belongs to her mother-in-law, so it's mine. I was beyond angry and disgusted. I didn't think my mother-in-law was this crazy. And my husband is crazy to take her side. I can't take it anymore. Let's get a divorce. My name is Phoebe. I'm a 35-year-old office worker. Calvin and I are the same age. We got married 3 years ago. I met my husband through a friend. He works at the same place as my friend and is a nice, dependable guy who was good at his job. I'm not the type of person who'll be aggressive in a relationship, but I decided to meet him for the first time. He was very kind and really nice. We hit it off and started dating right away. And after about 2 years of dating, we got married. I had a baby at the same time, a healthy baby girl. We both work, so she goes to daycare. I drop her off in the morning, and my husband picks her up. Because I work a lot of overtime, and he gets off work on time most days. Since my husband goes to work earlier than me, he can pick up our daughter at around 5 p.m. So we each share the responsibility of picking up and dropping off our daughter. My husband has lived alone for a long time, so he prepares dinner for me. As I come home late, I really appreciate having dinner ready when I get home. On weekends, both have time off from work, so we hang out together as a family. I enjoy both going out and playing at home with them. I was sure that we could continue to be a happy family. However, this happy life was interrupted by an unexpected person. It was my mother-in-law. My mother-in-law lost her husband to illness 2 years ago, so she's home alone. My mother-in-law used to be a very nice person, and my husband and I would often visit her at her house. After my daughter was born, my parents-in-law were very kind and really loved her as their first grandchild. So I had nothing but good impressions of my mother-in-law. So how did she come to do that? My mother-in-law has been coming to our house frequently since last year. At first, she often comes to visit on weekends when we were there. And when she did, my husband would be notified in advance. And we did not have plans to go out with our daughter. We allowed her to come over. But the frequency of these visits increased. I was getting tired of seeing my mother-in-law every week. I asked my husband to say her to come a little less often if possible. My husband did not think I disliked my mother-in-law, so he looked at me strangely, but listened to me, and he did. After that, she stopped coming to visit on weekends, but now she often comes on weekdays when my husband comes home. So when I came home from work, my mother-in-law was sitting around the dining table with my husband and my daughter. "Well, Phoebe, you're back. I'm going home now." My mother-in-law hurriedly left when I came home. No matter how much I asked her not to come on weekends. I don't like it that she avoids me like that. I also resent the fact that my mother-in-law is depriving me of family dinners, which I look forward to. Why is she eating with them before me? I miss eating with my husband and my daughter at the dinner table. Although I thought about telling my husband about it, if I complained again, that would be a fight. So I put up with it for a while, even though I didn't like it. But one day, while I was spending time like that, I began to feel a certain discomfort. The stock of daily necessities, such as groceries and detergent, were running out very quickly. bottles of wine, snacks, canned food, and pasta that I had stocked up. Before I knew it, those things are gone. I thought my husband, who came home before me, was eating and drinking. But it would be impossible for one person to consume that amount of food in such a short period of time. Then I would have checked the garbage and stuff. After that, the disappearing of things happened more and more frequently. Last time, the cosmetic products that I stocked up, or the expensive alcohol that I bought for my evening drinks, were gone. My husband is not a drinker, so I don't think he took them. So, my mother-in-law was the only one who could do that. So I checked with my husband first. Wait, what? My mother is stealing things? I bought stuff, and the next thing I know, they were gone. Really? You must be mistaken, dear. No, I don't think so. I made sure where they were after I bought them. But the next thing I knew, they were always gone. I kinda hate it when you doubt my mom like that, you know? Then, are you saying that you drank those champagne bottles by yourself? No, I wouldn't do that. Why don't you check with your mom? Please. I don't want to. My mom would be upset. My husband said so and never checked if it was my mother-in-law or not. In fact, my mother-in-law comes to the house every day when my husband's home. There is a good chance that she is secretly taking them at the time. And the next thing that was stolen was something I couldn't overlook anymore. My bags and clothes. Sensing the danger, I had condemned the things I really liked to my parents' house. So, what was taken wasn't that expensive, but the fact that it was taken was the problem. I couldn't take it anymore. So I told my husband that I wanted him to ask his mother this time. But he looked at me with a very disgusted look on his face. You must be mistaken. Stop doubting my mom. No matter how much I tried, he wouldn't check with my mother-in-law. Okay then. Seems like I have to file a police report. The police? Hey, that's too much. It's not like they took candy or something like that. Taking our clothes or bags. That's what thieves do. If a stranger came into our house, that would be a real terror. If you don't ask your mother, I'm calling the police. Okay. I got it. My husband finally agreed to ask my mother-in-law, and he called her for the next weekend. What's the matter with you that you called me on your day off? My mother-in-law was so happy to see us. I poked my husband with my elbow to get him to ask her quickly. Look, if I'm wrong, don't worry about it at all. But are you taking things from the house without our permission? When my husband asked her that, she looked surprised. What? Are you trying to say that I stole something? It's Phoebe who would say such a thing, isn't it? There is no way Calvin would say such a thing. My mother-in-law said so and came to me. How dare you? You are a terrible wife. To doubt your mother-in-law. How can you be so contrary when it's almost certain that you were the one doing it? Okay. Then I'll talk to the police. When I said the word police, my mother-in-law instantly started panicking. What? Wait a minute. Are you trying to make a big deal out of this? Let's calm down. I'm pretty calm. It's not you or Calvin. Then it should be a stranger. There is a burglar in the house, we'll have no choice but to call the police. And then my mother-in-law became contemplative and confessed. All right, I took it. What? I can't hear you for a second. I took all your stuff. Are you happy now? My mother-in-law exclaimed in desperation. Come on, Mom. How long have you been taking our stuff? My husband was astonished. Well, it was while you were gone. Huh? What do you mean? I didn't understand how she could get into the house while we were gone. Then my husband said the most ridiculous thing. Huh? Haven't I told you yet? I gave Mom a duplicate key before. What? You never told me that. Sorry about that. I forgot. What do you mean you forgot to tell me something so important? If I gave my mom duplicate key, she would pick her child from daycare. And she would make dinner for us. She's helping me with the housework and stuff for a while now. I had never heard all of this. I thought my husband did everything. But apparently, my mother-in-law has been doing everything around the house lately. No more than that. I was horrified to learn that my mother-in-law had been almost living in the house while I was gone. She is the kind of person that uses and steals people's things without permission. There is a good chance she's looking at everything and anything in this house. Can I have the key back? Please. What? Why? Sorry, but I don't trust you. So please, give it back. What are you talking about, Phoebe? She's helping us. She helps us, but she's a thief too. Well, that's... Hey, don't call me a thief. What's wrong with calling a thief a thief? If you don't want to be called a thief, you should change your behavior. Hurry up and give me the key. No, I won't. My mother-in-law refuses to give it to me like a child who just wants to beg. My husband also begs me not to do that. So I said, then I'll talk to the police about the fact that you took my clothes and bags. It's not fair to threaten me like that. My mother-in-law said that and returned the duplicate key to me. I guess she didn't want to get into trouble with the police after all. I thought this would be a relief for now, but I decided to take various measures because I didn't know what would happen. I hope nothing will happen now. I was very strict with my husband and warned my mother-in-law not to come over for a while. They both agreed for the time being, and my mother-in-law hardly ever comes to the house anymore. I thought my relationship with my husband might get worse. He was shocked that his mother was stealing things, but he wasn't so angry with me, and our relationship was okay. But then, my mother-in-law took an unexpected step. One day, when I came home from work, she was there. She was sitting on a couch with my husband, waiting for me. I had a very bad feeling about this. Phoebe, it's been a long time. What on earth do you want? Hey, don't look so scared. It's something bad, isn't it? What are you talking about? It's a good thing, actually. I sat down on the sofa, without any prompting, even though I knew it couldn't be true. So, what is it? Well, I bought a house. Oh, really? Did she use her husband's inheritance? I mean, if you have so much money, I didn't want you to be so stingy as to take something that belongs to me. It's a very spacious, beautiful, and nice house. Oh, really? I'm glad for you. To tell the truth, frankly, I don't really care about it. I don't know how she bothered to tell me that story. Then, my mother-in-law made a surprising remark. I thought I should report it just in case. Just in case? For what? Does that mean you bought a house? I mean, I'm gonna use your savings. What? My savings? Phoebe, you've been hiding a lot of money. How come you've been saving up $300,000 without spending it? What? Wait a minute. Did you use my money? Without my permission? Hey, why are you so mad? I didn't yet, but I will soon. A daughter-in-law's money belongs to her mother-in-law, so it's mine. Wait a minute. Did you steal a statement sent to me from the bank? I found it in your closet. So, if you want to live with me, you can, you know? Please, come on. This is totally a crime. You always exaggerate so much. I will use the family money. Isn't it so bad? Yeah, Mom's right. Mom said we could live in the new house too. You should rather thank her for putting your money to good use. I was beyond angry and disgusted. I didn't think my mother-in-law was this crazy. My husband is crazy enough to take her side. Look, I can't take it anymore. Let's get a divorce. I can't live with you any longer, Calvin. And of course, not with your mother. So, I want you to leave me immediately. My husband and my mother-in-law were surprised, but soon returned to their arrogant ways. All right, fine. Let's get a divorce then. But on one condition. We will keep that money in your saving account. We will need it to make payments on the house we're buying. Whatever. My husband and mother-in-law were overjoyed. Then use this, honey. Saying that, my mother-in-law handed my husband the divorce papers. Mom, you are indeed very prepared. My husband immediately filled out the form and turned it in to me. They looked proud of themselves, which was convenient for me because I wanted to cut ties as soon as possible. I filled out the divorce papers and put them in my bag, saying that I would submit them out. I'll take my daughter. You'll have to pay child support. Okay with that? The two, who had just bought a house with my money and were very excited, didn't seem to care. Oh, that's okay. That's nothing. I'll pay all right, he said and snickered. I quickly packed my stuff, took my daughter, and went back to my parents' house. My parents were surprised that I suddenly came back with a big package. But they were outraged when they heard what happened. From then on, I was taking care of my parents' house while I looked for a new place to live. Luckily, I found a very nice room and signed the lease right away. And just as I finished moving all my stuff in, my ex-husband called me many times like a crazy person would. What the hell is going on, Phoebe? He seemed very upset. What do you mean? I deliberately pretended that I didn't know. I mean, the money. 300,000. Where are they? You finally realize that now. The truth is, the statement that my mother-in-law had stolen was a statement from a few months ago. All the money had already finished transferred by the time we had gathered that night. You've got to be kidding me. What did you do? Where did you hide our $300,000? Ours? No, it's mine, you know. I transferred it to my other account. even before she found that statement. For your information, that's the money I worked my butt off to save before our marriage. Why should I give it to you? You're just strangers now. I was suspicious in the first place, so I transferred the money before your mother do something with it. It was beyond my imagination how she even bought a house. My ex-husband was absolutely mortified when he heard what I had to say. Wait a minute. Then, what about the $300,000 house payment? You and your mother will have to work hard to pay it. But of course, you're gonna have to pay child support as well. No. I don't have that kind of money. I don't care what you say. You bought it, so you don't have a choice. You get a man up, Calvin. If you stop paying child support, I'll keep asking for it through my lawyer. Well, good luck with that horrible mother of yours. Hey! I hung up on my ex-husband and blocked his call. It seemed that when they bought the house, my mother-in-law used the entire remainder of her husband's inheritance to make a down payment on the house. She can't afford to pay the remaining $250,000. So now, my ex-husband is making the payments on the loan. However, his salary leaves them with nothing after paying the loan and the child support. So he is working part-time to make ends meet, the two adults. Even though they bought a nice house, neither of them can afford to live a decent life. And they are getting tired of working and paying off their debt every day. They can't even sell their house because it's worth less than what they paid for it. They really deserve it. I, on the other hand, live in a comfortable, spacious apartment and work hard as a single mother. I'm looking forward to watching my daughter grow up while I work hard. I'm going to keep working hard for her because it is the right thing to do.